camera's smudgy. My camera's smudgy. Let me get a Kleenex. My camera's all smudged. Here we go. There we go. Hello, everybody. I hate that I use my phone as my camera, and you're touching the phone all day. I always forget to wipe my camera. Gross. All right, hey guys, let me get we're got everything going today. I'm going to get Discord going. I'm going to get TikTok. I may even do Instagram just to sort of have a little bit of everything going today, since TikTok is officially going away. Let me see here. Oh, I didn't schedule. Yes, I did. Start event. Daily updates with John. All right, let's try this. Start event. Let's see. All right. I'm here, except I think people aren't going to be able to hear me. I'm going to assume you guys can't hear me on Discord, or can you? Can you hear me? We're going to see if you can hear. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, normally I have to leave. Oh, this is good. Okay, this is working today. Well, see, today, who knows why? All right. I'm just going to be happy it's working. You can see me. This is excellent. Hang on, guys. I want to move this over so I can see you and YouTube both, which is excellent. Hang on here. Oops. Hold on. I'm kind of adjusting this. There we go. That works. Okay. Good. That's very good. Okay. And I can see myself on YouTube, which is good. That's always beneficial too. All right, let me get TikTok rolling. Actually, you know what? Let me get I'm trying Instagram too, just for fun. I'm not convinced Instagram's going to have enough people, but let's try it. It's not the end of the world. Instagram. Let's see if my battery can handle it. All right, let's see here. Hang on. Of course, I have it scheduled already, and I'm trying to see if I try to go live. Does it know that I'm going live on Instagram? Oh, hey, Annie, thank you for subscribing. Very nice of you. I'm going to just go live on Instagram. Oh, hello, Instagram. Turn my camera around. There we go. Let's go live on Instagram and just see if it works. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea here. Get a little more light maybe. All right. I'm trying to think. Is that too high? Maybe. I'm trying to adjust Instagram so it's like a good height and everything. It's okay. It's looking up at me, which I hate. Actually, I can get a box. I may be able to get a box. Give me 1 second, guys. We're trying to do this today where I'm doing like Discord, YouTube, TikTok. But I want to try Instagram, but I may need to. I'm waiting for the dog to come back in. Come on, dog. It's cold out. Okay, come on. Let's go. I'm going to grab a box to put my little Instagram thing on, because it's currently looking up my nose, which is kind of gross. Give me 1 second. Actually, I've got a box here. Hold on. I was going to say, I've got like things. I bought toys for the dog today. I've got many things here. Let me see if this Amazon box is sufficient, which it might be. Oh, I see, because it's going to be, I've got to get another one of those. I forgot. I don't have my, I forgot about that. I need a, well, that's okay. It's not the best. I need another stand, which I had and gave away because I didn't think I needed 2 stands. Now I'm wondering, maybe I do need 2 stands, which is a little annoying. What is this doing? All right. Trying to wipe my camera and it's still being goofy. Sorry, guys. You know how this is. We're having my ongoing drama with TikTok here, pretty much shutting us down. And let me start TikTok. I think, I guess this is okay. I'm not loving this. What I'm doing here, but yeah, Instagram is what it is. Okay. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to have a choice here with Instagram. It's going to kind of be looking up my nose, and there's not much I can do about it. All right. Well, it is what it is. All right. Let me start Instagram. That's fine. Start. Yes. All right. All right. Instagram's going live. TikTok's going live. Very interesting. I'm streaming everywhere today. This is a little weird, but we're going to try it. We are going to try it. What the heck is that? All right. Put that in the corner. Boom. All right. All right. Hello, everybody. Okay, well, Discord and YouTube, we knew you guys were here already. Hello, Instagram. I'm going to try to beam to you guys today as well. Hope you're doing well. Don't normally do Instagram, but as an experiment, I thought I'd go live on Instagram too. This is my daily news show I do. And TikTok, hello. You guys are the regulars. Hello from John's balcony. And I'm assuming everybody can hear me pretty well everywhere. So yay. So this is, for anybody who doesn't know, which would be more the TikTok, some of the TikTok and some of the Instagram folks, I do a daily news show Monday to Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern, where I talk about the latest news in the US, latest news from Ukraine, latest Trump news. We'll talk a little bit about the Middle East news today as well. The big story where I'm going to start talking about today is TikTok. The TikTok story is just getting worse and worse at this point, unfortunately. Just so folks know, I am talking to a couple different screens here. I've got Instagram down here. I've got TikTok over there, YouTube and Discord over there. Oh, I forgot about that. That's right. Where was the little, is that the one? Oh, that's the one that makes me look prettier. Okay, not bad. So yeah, TikTok, well, I was hoping for the best with TikTok. TikTok announced today they're shutting down on Sunday in the US. They are going to go black entirely in the US, which is bad. There was a story today in Reuters. Reuters is saying that TikTok is not required, according to the experts Reuters talks to, TikTok is not required to shut down their US operations. TikTok is only required to remove their app from the App Store, Google's and Apple's App Store on Sunday, January 19th. But instead, TikTok is going to remove itself entirely from basically anybody in the US, in principle, logging onto TikTok is going to get a notice saying you're not allowed to log on. This is bad. This is very bad. What I think is going on, my guess here, is that they did say in the story that TikTok, the Reuters story, that TikTok is going to have a pop-up come and say, oh, you're in the US, you're not allowed to access TikTok because of the new law. Thank you, Super Hornet, thank you for the gifts, by the way, guys, on TikTok. I think what people are going to say, I think what TikTok's going to do, I'll bet you, it's what I would do. I think they're going to put the notice up telling people that if you're starting Sunday, if you're in the US, you're not allowed to come onto TikTok and use the app. They're going to blame Congress. And I think they're going to give you a way of contacting Congress. I think they're going to give you a link to click that you can send a message to Congress, et cetera. That's my guess. That is also why I think, you're Big Hawk. You better be, are you really Big Hawk, Richard? Are you really? I'm adding you as a moderator. You better be Big Hawk. You better be Big Hawk. All right. But I think what TikTok is doing is, TikTok is intentionally shutting everything down in the US on Sunday to cause a crisis. Because if TikTok simply removes the app from the App Store on Sunday, that doesn't shut TikTok down. All of us will still be able to access TikTok, right? Until the app degrades. Well, if we're able to log on Sunday and get on TikTok, that does not create a crisis for us, right? Thank you, Randy, for the gifts. Thank you, user 424 as well. That does not create a crisis if we can log on to TikTok. That does not inspire you to contact Congress, right? It doesn't. What will piss people off, what will inspire people to contact Congress and be pissed off, thank you, Allie, for the gift, is TikTok shutting us off completely on Sunday so that you can't access TikTok at all, right? Then you'll be pissed. Then you'll be contacting Congress angrily. I think what's going on is TikTok has decided it's not worth, doing this halfway thing, waiting months for the app to degrade that we can't access. If they cut us off entirely, then people will get pissed off and people will contact Congress. That's what I think is happening. In any case, Reuters reported today that TikTok is planning on just shutting down the service entirely for Americans on Sunday, that we will not be able to access it. Whether you can use a VPN, maybe. Maybe. Hard to say, right? Maybe. We just don't know. This whole thing is a bit of a black box. We just don't know. And honestly, there's a couple possibilities here. The Supreme Court has not issued its ruling yet. It's possible the Supreme Court could issue a ruling tomorrow or Friday. It did not today. pretty much nobody thinks that the Supreme Court is going to agree with TikTok. It was bad. I watched the arguments or listened to the arguments last week. They were very, very bad. I'm a lawyer. Pretty much every lawyer that listened said the Supreme Court hates TikTok and it's going to be a very bad decision for TikTok. So we do not think the Supreme Court is going to save TikTok. Joe Biden could save TikTok temporarily, at least. Maddie, I don't think that's true. Where do you see that? The legislation does not fine people. The legislation fines the. I don't think that's true. I mean, I'm open to hearing why you think that's true, but the legislation says that the internet providers will be fined. It does not say that you as an individual will be fined for going on TikTok. So I don't think that's the case. Yeah. Hey, Richard, thank you for the gift. Now, Biden could postpone the ban. The president has the ability to extend, how do I want to put this? The president, thank you, Jen, for the gift. The president has the ability to delay the implementation of the ban on TikTok. Okay. Oh, hey, Rat Lady. How are you? The president has the ability to delay the ban 90 days. Joe Biden is president on Sunday. Donald Trump becomes president on Monday. The ban will already go into effect before Donald Trump becomes president. So if Joe Biden doesn't delay the ban 90 days, Trump will have to do it, but it's not clear if Trump can do it. This is one of the things I was telling you guys before. I had looked at the legislation. Another friend of mine who worked, worked as a federal lawyer, with the federal government for decades. Both of us looked at the legislation, and it's not clear that Trump has any ability in the legislation to extend any kind of delay, to delay the ban, because the ban will already happen. The legislation says the president can delay the ban 90 days, but it doesn't say he can institute a ban. You can't ban the ban, right? You can delay the ban, but that means before the ban happens, you can delay it. It doesn't say you can necessarily unban the ban after it happens. And my point is, the delay legislation looks at least like it's referring to what you can do before the ban happens. So Biden does have the ability to delay it 90 days. I'm not sure Biden has any incentive to delay it. Most people, most experts, or whatever you want to call it, politicians, are not on TikTok's side. They're on the side of the U.S. government. Democrats and Republicans got together and supported this legislation. Donald Trump supported it. Everyone supported it until Trump even tried to ban TikTok 3 times when he was president. What happened, though, is Trump then met with a Republican donor, a Republican billionaire who is an investor in ByteDance, which is the parent company of TikTok. After Trump secretly met with that donor, he suddenly decided he loved big TikTok. Now, I'm glad, because I don't want TikTok to be banned, so it works for me. But Trump is now on TikTok's side. Trump was not on TikTok's side when he was president. Republicans and Democrats are united pretty much in hating TikTok and wanting the ban to go through. There are some Republicans and some Democrats who are trying to help. I'm forgetting, who was it you guys saying? One of the senators, I'm forgetting which senator it was, who had offered some legislation to postpone the ban, but Congress has to get together and agree. Was it Markey or somebody? That's what I thought was Markey. Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you, Annette, for signing up on YouTube. So, guys, oh, hey, Harvey, good to see you. At this point, we have to assume TikTok is going to be banned on Sunday. TikTok has said they're going to pull the plug, and they're just going to stop any American from getting on the app in an attempt to basically, I think, piss off Americans enough that we contact Congress and we express our pissed offness. I suspect when Trump gets sworn in on Monday, that he will try to turn this around. I don't know if he can. And by the way, this was another problem, because I was talking to my lawyer friend today. I'm a lawyer too, but he's been a federal government lawyer, right? This is weird too. Now, okay, this may get a little complicated. Not complicated. This may be a little in the weeds, but what the hell? If Trump tries to postpone the ban on Monday, there's a couple problems here. One, it's not clear if Trump can. under the legislation, maybe he can, maybe he can't. If you're Apple and Google, and Sunday comes and Apple and Google ban TikTok, right, from their apps. Monday comes and Trump says, I am postponing the ban 90 days. It is a valid argument to suggest that Trump may not have the power to unban TikTok for 90 days. It's not clear from the legislation that he does. If you're Apple and Google, you're sitting there, you're a lawyer for Apple and Google, you're sitting there and going, okay, Trump says he's postponing the ban, but it's not clear Trump has the legal ability to do that. If Trump doesn't have the legal ability to do that, are we, Apple and Google, going to want to let the TikTok app back on our service if it means billions of dollars of fines if Trump is wrong? So this is why I'm saying, like, this issue is so confused right now. Even for Apple and Google, if I were advising them I am a lawyer, but I'm not a corporate lawyer. If I were advising them, I would say, be very careful, because we don't know if Trump has the ability to postpone this on Monday. We just don't know. Any case, it is a cluster F. It is a total mess. The Attorney General does not necessarily have the power to do that. No. Red Jewel, one of the problems here is people have talked about, well, what if Trump said, I just won't prosecute? Like Biden did this with, was it marijuana offenders or whatever it was, where Biden said, I'm just not going to prosecute, right? What if Trump were to say, we're just not going to prosecute Google and Apple if they have the app? Here's the problem. If you're Apple and Google and Trump says, we're not going to prosecute you, don't worry, let TikTok back on your service, okay? Yes, you're going to accrue billions of dollars in damages by doing this because the legislation is still on the books, but we're not going to come after you for the billions of dollars of damages. You're Apple and Google. You're going to go, well, wait a minute. I'm not going to risk billions of dollars of damages just because you say you won't come after us. What if you change your mind and you do come after us? Then we're on the hook for billions of dollars, right? The only way Apple and Google can let any app like TikTok or whatever on the service in violation of the ban is if legally the ban is legally suspended. If it's not clear that the ban has been legally suspended, Apple and Google are going to go, look, Trump gets mad at us someday and decides, now I'm pissed at you. Now I'm going to come after you for the billions of dollars. I'm saying, like, it doesn't even matter if it's Trump, any president. If you're going to trust the president that he's not going to come after you for billions of dollars of fines, then thank you, Cinderella, for the gift. Then you need to have that as an ironclad agreement, not a so long as I'm president, but if another president comes along, he may come after you. Then you can't risk it if you're a company. It's too much money. So this is a mess, guys. It's unfortunate, but it's a real mess. Frank Thomas is asking a good question. What happens if they are able to delay for 90 days? This is also a little weird. Under the legislation, not weird, but it's a little complicated. Under the legislation, the president can delay the ban for 90 days. If he certifies, actually, I've got the legislation here. If I can find yes, here we go. Extension. With respect to a foreign adversary controlled application, the president may grant a one-time extension of not more than 90 days with respect to the date on which the ban goes into effect. If here's what the president has to do in order to delay the ban for 90 days. If the president certifies to Congress that a path to executing a qualified divestiture has been identified with respect. In other words, we have identified a way for TikTok to sell itself, right? Somebody has offered to buy. It looks good, right? So the president has to certify, it's on the horizon that TikTok is going to get sold. B, evidence of significant progress towards executing the divestiture. So not just that there's an offer to buy TikTok, but there's been significant progress on the deal between TikTok and the offer. And finally, there are in place the relevant binding legal agreements to enable execution of the divestiture. So you've also got to prove that there are already legal contracts in place to make this deal happen. So there's got to be some kind of, exactly, Robert, there's got to be some kind of documentation. Now, so in other words, Trump has to basically tell Congress, I can delay this for 90 days, but I am certifying to Congress that there's a deal to sell TikTok that has moved ahead to a significant degree. There isn't one. There isn't. There's an offer. A billionaire has offered to buy TikTok, but from what we know, it hasn't. We don't know. We don't know that it's moved ahead at this point. That does not mean Trump won't do it. Trump could lie. I mean, Trump could just lie. Trump could simply certify to Congress and say, yes, I certify that there is a deal. It's in the works. You know, Trump, can you imagine Trump? Oh yeah, best deal ever. I've heard people say it's the best deal. Many people say, sir, this is a great deal, right? Trump would just say that. That could be sufficient. I mean, that probably would be sufficient. I mean, he would. So that's not a deal breaker. The bigger problem is, does Trump have the does Trump have the legal ability to delay the deal? It's not clear. It's not clear. Do you think they would sell TikTok? Well, it depends. I'm a lawyer too. It depends how you define TikTok. I do not think TikTok is going to sell its operating system, its algorithm, its brain, right? The algorithm is the computer software that tells TikTok, John looked at this video and this video and this video, and he talked to this person and he banned this person. I think he would like this video. Show him these videos, right? So that's the algorithm, the computer program that tries to figure out what you like, what you don't like, in order to engage you spending more time looking at the videos. TikTok does not want to give that away. They don't want to give that away. That is of significant value to TikTok. It's a significant value to whoever buys TikTok. Now, somebody like Mr. Wonderful, who's Kevin O'Leary, American financial guy, he's working with some billionaire who has put in a bid for TikTok. I think $20 billion is an initial bid. And O'Leary said that they're actually not interested in the software. He thinks the software causes too many problems, and they don't even want it. They want to basically just buy. I think they want to buy the users. They want to buy the content. They would get all the American content, all the American users, and create something on themselves. Would TikTok sell that? Maybe, right? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, at this point, the problem for TikTok is, at this point, you've been kicked out of America. If the Supreme Court doesn't side with you, and it looks like the Supreme Court will not side with TikTok, what benefit do they get? I mean, good question. Why should the Chinese sell? Andy asks on Instagram. Well, one, money. I mean, if TikTok is banned in America, then they've lost that opportunity to cater to the Americans. They've lost the advertising revenue. They've lost all the benefit they get out of having Americans on TikTok. Why not sell it and make 20, 30, 40, $50 billion? Why not? You can't, it's dead anyway, right? It's already dead in the US. Why not? The second thing is, maybe they can curry favor with Trump. This was the article the other day from Bloomberg, I think it was 2 nights ago, when Bloomberg reported that the Chinese were talking about selling TikTok to Elon Musk. It's not clear that they were talking with Elon Musk, but they were talking about, hey, what if we were to sell TikTok to Elon Musk? And part of their reasoning was Musk is close to Trump, so it would be a good way to suck up to Trump by selling it to Musk. So that's one possibility of why the Chinese might sell TikTok, is because if they're interested in currying favor with Trump for trade deals or whatever it is, that might help. You know, and again, it's also money. I mean, they could just get the money by selling it. Why not? Because currently TikTok's going to be banned on Sunday anyway. So, you know, it might be worth getting something rather than nothing, you know? It's a mess though. It's a mess. I mean, a lot of our followers, you know, my followers on TikTok, typically I've got about 70% Americans, 30% everybody else. In terms of like when I do I'm doing live now with Instagram, with TikTok, Discord, YouTube. The TikTok data is the best data I've got. the most refined data I've got, and probably 30% of our folks on TikTok are not Americans. Is the sound still bad for some people on TikTok? It shouldn't be. Or is it just bad for CAD? Is the sound on TikTok okay for everybody else? Hoping. Anyway, it's synced. Okay, so it's fine. Okay. CAD, maybe leave and come back. That may be what's happening for you on TikTok. It could be. Yeah. Ay. What a mess. What a mess. Anyway. I don't know anything else on TikTok. I'm happy to answer more questions, and then we can move on with the rest of the news. There's some news from the Middle East. Good news. There's some news from Ukraine as well. Thank you, Kronos, for the gift. I will say this. Please follow me. If you're on Instagram, click the follow button right now, please. If you're on TikTok, get over to YouTube. I mean, we're going to be gone in 3 days here, or 4 days. I actually have that little thing up there is my YouTube address. Please go there and sign up. I'm pointing for the TikTok people. The rest of you ignore the pointing. But for TikTok, that's my YouTube address. Please go there and follow me now, because none of us are going to be around on Sunday. And at the very least, maybe we can survive. You know, one of the problems I'm dealing with is I do this for a living. I do this full time. 80% of my income probably comes from TikTok. I am really screwed. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, actually, because I've been doing this for several years now. I am really screwed if TikTok goes down. Thank you, Succeed. So yes, the gifts are always welcome right now on TikTok and elsewhere. So please do. The gifts are great. But I would say at the very least, if you could move over to YouTube, sign up over there as a follower of, or Instagram if you're on Instagram, of course, or Discord if you're on Discord. You guys are fine. But if you're on TikTok, I would go over to YouTube, sign up now. Ads are too annoying on YouTube. Well, you know what's annoying? Poverty. There's nothing we can do about it. I mean, the ads help pay the bills here. But I think YouTube is the best bet. Yeah. Go over to YouTube, sign up. If you can subscribe on YouTube. If you're a subscriber on TikTok, I'd sign up on YouTube. Thank you, Super Steve. I think it's a better deal. I mean, it's a better deal because we don't know what's happening on TikTok. Thank you, Kronos. Thank you, Running. Just follow me on YouTube. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Carol. All right, a little. For anybody on Instagram, they do cool TikTok gifs, and there's a dragon gif that's really cool. And I've got to open my mouth, and it shoots fire out of my mouth. So when you see me doing things like, it's because there's a dragon on my face shooting flames. So TikTok has some cool stuff. But in any case, yes, if you can go over there, YouTube actually pays better than that. YouTube pays 70-30. 70% of the money on YouTube goes to people. On TikTok, it's only 50 or 40% of the money. It's much different. Yeah, YouTube is actually much better. Now TikTok I think is more fun, and I will say like the day-to-day videos. I actually get a lot of my income on TikTok are the videos I do throughout the day. Those videos TikTok pays for. I mean, they pay you based on your traffic. Oh, hey Jorge, good to see you there. Oh, fun. Oh, thank you, Flower Lady. I don't even know. Okay. I can tell that's a nice gift just because it stayed on for a long time. Thank you for that. That was very sweet of you. Thank you. I can always tell because when a gift stays on the screen for a while, you know it's a nice one. Thank you so much. Now, did that make any sound? I can't tell because I've got my microphone plugged in, my good mic for TikTok, so I can't actually hear the YouTube is heavy on politics. I mean, I'm on YouTube anyway. The problem with YouTube is difficult to monetize. Is the problem. It's, as I said, we've got a good solid audience on YouTube. It's a nice audience. We described you guys earlier. There's like a good solid, serious, but also kind of zen audience on YouTube because it's not as crazy as TikTok. But the money's bad. It just is. It just is. And if I do like videos throughout the day, my news updates, TikTok, YouTube, the money's terrible. TikTok, the money's great. Oh wow, was that? Thank you again. That was a really incredibly generous gift. Thank you for that. But yeah, if folks can follow me on YouTube, I'd appreciate it. Obviously, Instagram, you're already there. Follow me on Instagram. Harvey. Yeah, people are nuts, Harvey. I pissed people off yesterday, but Harvey's mentioning Red Note. Guys, here's the problem. People are talking about, oh, go to Red Note, use them instead. Why would we do that? Thank you, Richie. Red Note is not just another Chinese company. It's another Chinese TikTok. Why would we leave a Chinese TikTok? Because the Americans are banning Chinese TikToks to move to another Chinese TikTok that's going to get banned. Why would I go there and spend months building up an audience for it to get, I'm not knocking you, Harvey, but I'm saying like a lot of people are recommending this. I think that is a very dumb move. It's not even pissing the US. Guys, I'm spending most of my time doing these videos on TikTok. I am not spending most of my time on another app that's going to get canceled. That does not make sense. The app is named after Mao's little red book. Okay, it's literally named after a communist manifesto. If you think that app is not going to get banned, I got news for you. It's going to get banned. The Red Note is absolutely going to get banned. So yeah, I'm sorry, but do not spend your time building up a following on another Chinese app. That's my point, to give you advice. You're going to spend a lot of time building up followers, and maybe you're different than me, but it pisses me off that I've spent years, building up. Thank you, Christina. That was very funny. Christina just gave me a tiara. That was really sweet. Thank you for that. And that was cute too. But it really kind of pisses me off that I've spent, 4 years on TikTok building up an audience and building a community with all of you. And frankly, you guys have too. I mean, you guys have subscribed. You guys have given me gifts. You guys have moderated for free, right? We've built this community for someone to be able to pull the plug, and there's no way for us to take the community with us, right? I don't have a list of you guys, right? You guys on TikTok? I don't even have a list of the subscribers. Like I don't have you. So that's the risk, is if you go somewhere else, you better if you're going to go to another app and you're going to spend time building up a following, right? Getting people to follow you and all of that, you better do it on an app that isn't about to get canceled, because any Chinese app is going to get canceled. Yes. Thank you, Flower Lady. Appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Jaylene. Well, we're going to do what we can. Thank you, Adventures. But yeah, I think following me on YouTube is the first thing. I'll do the rest of the news now, but follow me on YouTube, hugely important. Thank you, Daniela, because at least, we're on Discord too. I'm on. Now, I will say I've got a Substack. Currently, Substack is not connected. Substack is a, email newsletter. It's free. You can go to my profile. Now, actually, Instagram, I'm not sure how to say. Instagram, it's my link tree. I guess you could probably search Linktree Aravosis, I think. Can you? Would that work for finding my link tree? Let me see. Now you got me curious. Linktree Aravosis. Yes, it works. Yes. Just type in Linktree and my last name, Aravosis, and it'll bring up a list of all the links, my social media and everything else. So you guys can find me there. But on most social media accounts, I'm Aravosis, my last name. Just my last name. On everything other than YouTube, because YouTube gets kind of funky for some reason. YouTube required John Aravosis DC, like my really long, my long name thing. So anyway, all right. So let's get moving here. What other news? Big Middle Eastern news. There's a ceasefire. At least we're this close to a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, which is the terrorist government of Gaza. I'm going to read this from the Associated Press because it's almost agreed to. They haven't agreed to it yet. They're very close. Israel and Hamas agreed to a ceasefire deal to pause the devastating war in Gaza, the U.S. and Qatar said on Wednesday, raising the possibility of winding down the deadliest and most destructive fighting between the bitter enemies. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's office did not confirm the deal, saying the final details were still being sorted out. Okay, this is the Associated Press. The Associated Press is, probably the most respected news service in the world, okay? The first sentence says, Israel and Hamas have agreed to a ceasefire. The second sentence says, Israel has not confirmed the deal, saying the final details are still being worked out. So they haven't agreed to a ceasefire if Israel is still working out the details, right? I mean, either they've agreed or they haven't agreed. These are the kind of things that drive me nuts with news stories. And I will always tell you guys with news stories, I'm like, find me that story. I want to see what it actually says, because you get this sort of sloppy stuff. So basically, I'm going to say they're very close to a deal. Maybe they've got a deal in principle, but they're working out the details, and hopefully they'll be able to agree to the details. Now, some of the details that were agreed to, they say nearly 100 people are still captive inside Gaza. So 100 hostages that the Hamas people took out of Israel, hostages from all over the world, by the way, including Americans. Nearly 100 people are still captive inside Gaza. Israel believes a third of them are dead. The three-phased agreement would begin with the release of 33 women, children, and elderly people and wounded civilians in exchange for hundreds of Palestinian women and children. And then later on, they would start exchanging men, because both sides are saying, well, men in Israel, men couldn't be, oh, thank you, adventurers. In Israel, men can be in the military. In Gaza, men can be working for Hamas. So anyway, at least 4 Americans. I knew it was several Americans. I thought it was more. Isn't it more? Isn't it like 6 Americans or something? Or did some of them get released, Robert? I thought the Americans were like 6 or 7, actually. In any case, there are several Americans. So, knock on wood, we hope, but that's what's up for the Middle East. My very pretty Ukraine mug that a 13-year-old girl made for me, which is very sweet. All right. A little more news. Trump. So this is funny. Trump's advisors say that Trump's advisors said today that even though Trump promised he was going to end the war in Ukraine on day 1 of his administration, he's not going to end the war in Ukraine on day 1. We all knew this. I still don't like the fact that Trump lies the way he does, and that people are okay with it. It just bugs me. We knew Trump wasn't telling the truth. We knew Trump wasn't going to end the war on day 1. And so his advisors are now that he's going to be president, they're admitting it, whatever. Oh, hey, Ellie, Crimson Ghost, good to see you. But in any case, so, what do you do? Russia, the Russians are starting to put their foot down, and basically, this is going to not be easy for Trump. I mean, unless Trump really screws, I don't care, Dwayne, I don't care what the trolls say about a coffee mug, to be honest. I appreciate you're worrying about it, but I don't care what the trolls say about a coffee mug. Thank you, Kronos. Thank you, Shelly, for the gifts. Thank you, Adventures. Russia is digging in terms of any eventual peace deal with Ukraine. Russia claimed today, Russia basically demanded that as part of any peace deal, Russia gets to keep all the Ukrainian territories it's stolen, and they get to keep them forever. Ukraine must promise to never join NATO ever. Now, Trump was talking about, thank you, Neil, and Adventures. Oh, but 2 cool gifts simultaneously. That looked like the dragon was eating the little French guy. Thank you guys for those. The Russians are demanding that Ukraine never join NATO. Trump's people had talked about Ukraine not joining NATO for 20 years, for example. The Russians were saying, no, Ukraine can never join NATO. The Russians are demanding that Ukraine remain a neutral state, that it can never join any alliances to protect it. They're also demanding, where was the other? There was another demand they were making. Oh, a limited army. Ukraine will only be allowed a limited army. So basically, what Russia wants to do what it always does. Russia wants to create a puppet state in Ukraine. They're not going to be able to join NATO. They're not going to be able to have military alliances. They're not going to be able to have much of a military at all, so that at any point, Russia can come in and invade. Thank you, Jorge. And by the way, that's exactly what's going to happen. Russia will invade Ukraine again in 5 to 10 years. This is what Russia does. It's what they did previously. They invaded in 2014. They grabbed a chunk of Ukraine. They then kept the battle going, but to a minimal degree for 8 years, and then invaded again, and then took even more of Ukraine. Russia will be back to take more, because Russia's goal is not to protect itself from Ukraine. Russia's goal is hegemonic. Russia wants to establish the Soviet Union again. Not the Soviet Union in terms of it being communist, but the Soviet Union in terms of Russia having this great supply of nation states that it has eaten and formed a larger government with, right, which they did with the Soviet Union. That's what Russia wants to do. So, this is a real non-starter from Putin, but it shows you just how bad the negotiations are going to be with the Russians. I'm with Marie. Ukraine should say, NATO should say, that's fine. As our opening salvo, we want Ukraine's nuclear weapons returned. Thank you, adventurers. Fire. That was another dragon head over on TikTok. The fire comes from my mouth. What else we got? An Australian volunteer. This was kind of a wild story. I saw this story yesterday. I didn't mention it, but the Australians are getting very upset about it, understandably. A 32-year-old teacher from Melbourne, Australia, volunteered with the Ukrainians, was captured as a prisoner of war. The Russians beat him on camera and then apparently executed him. Thank you, adventurers, for the gift again for the dragon. They executed him. The Australians are trying to get sort of more information on all of this. They're not happy. Thank you for the Elvis head, Ellie. But this is really bad. Now, this is not the first time that the Russians reportedly have murdered prisoners of war. They've executed a number of Ukrainians. A lot of it, it's been on. I mean, I can't even describe the one that we're all sort of most famous, a really disgusting one. They mutilated the guy while he was alive and then executed him. But I do not know if we have other. Does anybody know? Have we had any other situation where the Russians have executed a Westerner? I don't think they've done that. I don't think that's happened. Now, this is the first Australian. Let me see. Was it prisoner of war, or it's the first Australian prisoner of war to be put to death in more than 70 years, and the Australians are not happy about it. Yeah. I'm going to guess the Russians actually took. Somebody's asking about Ukraine's nukes. Thank you, adventurers, for the gift. I'm going to guess that the Russians actually took possession of Ukraine's nuclear weapons. That's going to be my guess of what happened when Ukraine gave them up. I think Russia took them over. Or they got dismantled by an international group, but I will bet that Russia probably got them. Thank you, Eileen. Two more stories. So this was interesting. So Poland's president weighed in on a story that I told you guys about yesterday. Thank you, Eileen. Guys, please do follow me. If you're on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. TikTok, go over to YouTube and follow me there. That's my YouTube address. John Aravosis, DC. Go to YouTube right now and follow me, because come Sunday, none of us are going to be here. YouTube, you're already there, although do follow me if you don't anyway. And Discord, you guys are already there too. So Discord, we know the Discord folks are definitely already there, so that's good. They were dismantled. Okay, thank you, Arden. They were dismantled. Okay. So Poland's president weighed in. Oh, that's right. Biden's speech is tonight. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Oh, I forgot it was tonight, actually. Sorry. Ryan just mentioned Biden's farewell address. Biden is going to be giving his farewell address to the nation tonight. Is it at 8 or 9 o'clock? Those are the usual times. Thank you, Jorge, for the gift on YouTube. Does anybody know, is it 8 or 9 o'clock at night that Biden's doing it? It could be 7 too, but usually it's a little later. 8 o'clock, Robert says? Okay, 8 Eastern. Okay, I will watch it. I totally forgot. I remember hearing about this like a week ago, and then no one was talking about it. I'll definitely watch tonight. Yeah, okay. We will definitely watch. Oh, now that would be funny. Yeah, Biden extends TikTok. I don't think he's going to extend TikTok in his address tonight. I don't see that happening. I do not see that happening. Hey, Julian. So I'm going to wave to the folks that were there earlier. Instagrammers. Hey, guys. Hey, Sing. So what were we saying here? I don't know if I want to watch today. I don't think tonight, Poppy. We're already going to be doing this for an hour and a half. I don't think I want to come back on half an hour later. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. I'm not sure. Maybe. It should be a quick address. I'm assuming it's going to be 15, 20-minute kind of address. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. Subscribing over on YouTube. Excellent. And remember, once you're on YouTube, you can connect your YouTube subscription to Discord. Discord allows I've got to set up some new auctions and send out the other auction stuff, but we have some auctions over on Discord and the VIP auction, and you can also whatever. the auctions, but we also do our private shows on the weekend. But you can see those on YouTube anyway, so you don't have to go to Discord for that. Exactly. Not much time. Well, I still think when it comes to TikTok, so I'm like lounging in my chair here because my pinched nerve in my back is improved, but still there. And after I've been talking for 45 minutes now, it's starting to pinch my back a little. But I still think that TikTok is going to get banned on Sunday, but Trump may find a way to bring it back on Monday. I think that might happen. I'm not sure Trump legally has a way to do that, but that's what we're going to see. I think it might. Oh, Sammy, you're already over there too. Excellent. Glad to hear that. So anyway, Poland. So Polish president weighed in today on the scandal that that's what I'm just starting to say, Sarah. Poland's president weighed in today on the story that we knew about months ago, but it came out in the news sort of big time in the last day. Thanks, Eileen. Appreciate that. The Russians last year tried to, how do I want to put this? They risked blowing up three Western cargo planes. They put basically incendiary bombs on DHL flights, Western flights. One was in Poland. One was, the actual bomb ended up being in Poland, in England, and in Germany. They started in different places. One of the bombs started in Lithuania, I think. And the Russians then set the bombs off. They're incendiary bombs, so they're fire bombs. But they were like magnesium, where they burn really hot. They said, for example, had the bomb gone off and they were bombs that went off with DHL. So they were basically bombs flown as DHL packages. And had the bombs gone off mid-flight over the Atlantic, the fire would have been enough to bring down the plane, it said. Yesterday, we learned in the New York Times that Western intelligence already knew for a fact it was the Russians. We knew for a fact, we had Russian intelligence discussing the bombs, discussing the fact that they were testing. The bombs that went off were tests, that the Russians were trying to figure out, A, what kind of bomb can they get through the security that DHL and other international package carriers, what kind of security do they have, right? Two, they wanted to test, I don't know, they were sort of testing their ability to set the bomb off at different times. Like what they were hoping to do is have their goal, or their eventual goal, they said, this is Russian intelligence, that the West intercepted. The Russians' eventual goal was to send package bombs to the US and Canada and have the bombs go off in our countries, which would be a blatant terrorist attack by the Russians and could kill a lot of people. What really freaked out the Biden administration is that a lot of international packages travel on commercial airliners. So there was no way for the Russians to know that this bomb they were placing on American and Canadian flights, for example, there was no way for them to know that the bomb was going to go off on the ground. Now, mind you, a bomb going off on the ground at a DHL facility is still a terrorist attack and very bad because you can kill people. But there's no way for the Russians to know that the bomb wasn't going to be on a commercial airliner, an airliner with hundreds of passengers. And if they didn't time it right, that bomb could have gone off. So big story. The Polish president weighed in on it yesterday and basically talked about just that, the fact that the Russians were planning terrorist attacks around the world, attacking airlines. It's really freaky. It's really freaky. Well, Martin, the concern is that these packages already went through security and made it. That's the concern. So it's not clear yet that our security would have stopped these packages from getting on an airliner, a commercial airliner, if they already were able to get on like a DHL airliner. We just don't know. Hopefully, but we just don't know. Canada was left out this time, but Canada, the goal was to go after Canada and the US. Also, like Canada. I mean, no offense, Canada, but like Canada. I mean, Canada isn't exactly the most aggressive member of the alliance. You know what I mean? And I say this in a good way, right? But like, if you want to know, like, who are the most aggressive members of the pro-Ukraine alliance, it's America, it's England, the UK, right? It's Poland, the Baltics, right? It's not Canada. I'm kind of intrigued as to why Russia decided they wanted to launch terrorist attacks against Canadians. I really don't get it. I don't get it. I did hear about that, Kevin. It's a very weird story. Yeah. So yeah, let's finish that story. So Kevin's mentioning another story that came up, which actually it must have happened on the weekend because I would have told you guys this, but I think it happened on the weekend. A Russian mercenary who I believe fought I think he might have even fought with the Wagner group, I read, in Ukraine, I think. Or he could have fought with the Russians in Africa. I'm forgetting which. But he was caught like crossing the U.S. border with Mexico. Really weird story. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Really weird story. It honestly sounds like a terrorist. I mean, is what it sounds like. I'm not quite sure why a Russian mercenary would be crossing our southern border. Caught with a drone? Oh, no, I did not see that. Is that true, Kevin? I mean, was that confirmed, though? It wasn't just rumor? It to me sounds like they were sending an agent across the border to commit some kind of terrorism or something else. Yeah. Yeah, really screwed up. Really screwed up. I mean, Poland basically said that, the Polish president was just sort of weighing in, saying how bad it was, and sort of warning the world that the Russians were planning on blowing up airlines around the world. Anyway, what else we got? Finally, the Russians did another big attack on Ukraine's energy infrastructure overnight, and the Ukrainians reciprocated by attacking a Russian oil depot that caught fire as well. So, all right, I'm going to adjust this a little bit. There we go. See, I got my new light well, actually, YouTube can, actually, all of you can get the light. I've got a new light behind my TV that's more purple, which is very nice. It's actually not quite strong enough, but it's enough that you can at least see it to a degree, which is nice. So anyway, so yes, you guys can tell on TikTok, it looks pretty good. YouTube, it's okay. Actually, YouTube, it's not bad too. Discord, yeah, you can see the purple behind the TV. A neighbor was throwing out the light bulb, and I saw it downstairs, and I was like, well, I'll take that. Like, it's nice. Exactly. I like the ambiance lighting, Anyway, oh my God. All right, guys, let's hang out and chat. Questions or anything? Oh, I forgot Instagram. I forgot you guys had questions. Okay. Hey, Richard, that is how it works. Yep. So on Instagram, you can submit questions, which I always forget about. But yes, what Richard just did there. Thank you, Richard. But yes, that's the way it works. But yeah, questions or anything, guys? What else we have? A drone and 2 passports. That's interesting, Emil. Okay, I did not realize that. Very interesting. What else, guys? When am I taking down my Christmas stuff? When hell freezes over. No, Damien was coming by yesterday to help me do it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not in the mood. I said maybe this weekend. So I'm in no rush to take down my Christmas stuff. I like my Christmas stuff. So we shall. I've got mods. Yeah. Oh, Manda, there you are. Okay, here's the thing, Manda. It's not letting me pick you as a mod, but it let me pick Ashley. I don't know why. Why is that? That's really weird. I noticed it was with some other people too. Some people, it let me pick Big Hawk as a moderator, but not you. Why is that? I don't know why. I have no idea why. Anybody know how Instagram works and why that would be the case? Yeah, it's not letting me number of followers, maybe? I don't quite know I don't know. I know I like the Christmas tree up. It makes me happy. Yeah, Richard, Big Hawk, I was able to make a moderator. But Manda's, it doesn't. Ashley's, it let me. I saw somebody else who we knew on here that I was going to put initially. Well, Iliad, that's Gunther? Is that really Gunther? See, I'm afraid like you guys are like people pretending. Iliad is Gunther? Okay, I guess that does. Although you have a picture of a dog. Had you had a picture of a chicken, I might have believed you more. You're Gunther? Let me do this. It's not letting me pick you either. Oh, Troy, yeah. It's not letting me pick you either. I have no idea why it's doing this. Yeah. Manda, it's not letting. You're following me. Gunther, are you following me? Or Troy? Report comment, remove, block, pin comment, go live. Instagram's got some weird, I don't know what the deal is. Wendy, I don't think we need anybody else on YouTube yet. What we're trying to do is, at one point we had too many mods and I had to cut back because for security reasons, it's a little risky. If someone's account gets hacked, then like the bad people can come and cause mayhem. So we try not to have too many. Instagram, I haven't really gone live too much, so we didn't have people who were mods there. So I basically picked the same people who are already mods elsewhere. But I appreciate the offer, but we just don't need it. Yeah, Amanda, exactly. Amanda jumps around, except it won't let her. And actually, Melissa was one of the ones who I tried to pick as a mod too, since I know Melissa on Instagram, and it won't let me. I have no idea why it does this. I don't know what it is, though, Big Hawk. I don't know. Actually, you know what? For fun, let me drop Big Hawk and see if it lets me pick Manda, just for fun. Okay, Big Hawk, I think I just dropped you. Wait a minute. It's not letting me add you. Oh my God, that's too bizarre. It just dropped you, but I can't add you back. It won't let me add you back. Oh, that is bizarre. No, I still can't add Manda, and I lost Richard as well. Unbelievable. Oh God. I don't understand this. What are you doing, Instagram? You're confusing me. Yeah, I touch you now, and it shows pin comment, go live, block, report. I don't want to remove you, but you're no longer. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. Oh God. Oh well. Yeah. If somebody wants to Google Manda, whoever, Google and see what the. Well, the thing I don't understand is though I picked Richard to mod at the beginning of the show because he's Big Hawk who moderates for us other places, and I just dropped him to see if maybe that was the problem. Like I had too many mods, and it won't let me pick anybody else, and it won't let me even pick him again. I know we need Instagram 101 class. Oh my God, that's okay, Tom. Thank you, Tom. You're allowed to go back to work if you have to. That's what now that's an interesting. You can only do so many a day. Oh, I see. If I dropped you, maybe you got to wait 24 hours. Yeah, that's a good point, Sarah. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, it may just be some weird. Because like I'm looking now and there's nobody. Like I'm picking random people here, and it's not letting me pick. And I think I can only pick a certain number of people a day. Maybe. Yeah. No. Yep. I'm looking here. There's nobody else. Oh, actually, viewers. Hold on. I view Richard. Viewers. No. Restrict. Block. Is that chat with? Oh, that's chat with. Okay. I'm looking at Richard. Restrict, block, hide your view pro. I can view profile. No. Yeah, it's not going to give me the option. It's no longer whatever. I may have done too many people in one day or something. Yeah, Gunther, check it out tomorrow. What about your needs, Timothy? Sorry. Anyway, that was nice of you, Tom. Thank you. Do we get the update tomorrow? What do you mean, Jackson? What update? What do you mean? I mean, I'll be here. And TikTok isn't getting banned till Sunday, so I'll be here through then. Oh, TikTok? I mean, well, the update meaning we don't. It depends what you mean by the update. The Supreme Court might make a decision tomorrow or Friday. I don't think it's going to be in TikTok's favor. The ban doesn't happen until. Oh, I'll have my Saturday morning chat. It may be the last thing we do on TikTok, but yeah, we'll do the Saturday morning chat. Very weird. Oh, do I have to follow you? Let me see if I've got to follow you. Richard, I just followed you. Okay, I just followed you. That didn't matter because I try not to like. I'm going to unfollow you. No offense, just because I'm trying not to follow too many people. I'm trying to like follow my best friends and stuff, and that's it. If I can on Instagram. That wasn't it. That wasn't the problem. Thank you, Adventures, for the gift. But yes, we will do the Saturday morning. I will do my Saturday morning show anyway for TikTok subscribers and everybody else. They did follow. I mean, I don't. Oh, is that Ashley now? Ashley is a moderator. No, wait a minute. Ashley, you already are a moderator. That's Ashley, right? Yeah. But it's not. The weird thing is, it's not letting me unmoderate Ashley. Did I lose her as a moderator? Ashley, it's not even showing. Oh, is that Nick? I'm guessing that's Nick saying hello. Maybe. I'm not sure. You have to make us a mod each time? No. That's crazy. Oh, maybe I don't understand. Oh, okay, that's you. I thought that might be you. Thank you, Adventurers, for the diamond microphone and the You're Amazing, and KT as well. Guys, just remember, please do follow me on you. If you're on TikTok, follow me on YouTube. If you've got a TikTok subscription, consider moving it to YouTube. That would probably make the most sense. Saturday's live will be a TikTok Saturday's live will be at least a temporary TikTok farewell party. I mean, thank you for the meerkat. Who's that? Danon with the mustache and Adventures with the meerkat. Thank you, guys. Everyone's hopping around. It's confusing me. I'm like, have I tried turning what? Instagram, exactly. Turn it on and off again. How do they enforce the TikTok ban? Technically speaking, well, there's two different levels to it. The actual TikTok ban punishes Google and Apple with huge fines if they don't remove the TikTok app from their stores, from the app stores. That's the actual ban. That means that those of us who already have the app would still be able to use TikTok until the app, no longer works, but that could be months from now. TikTok, according to a Reuters story today, Gail, I'm not sure. Maybe somebody on TikTok can tell Gail how she could cancel her subscription and move it. I'm not sure how one does that. I mean, moving it means go somewhere else and resubscribe, but I don't know where it is on TikTok. Does somebody know? I'm going to guess that the same thing that's on the page right now where you subscribe is how you can change your subscriptions. Maybe somebody want to give Gail some advice? I don't know. Thank you, Randy, for the gift. What were we saying? Oh yeah, with regards to the ban and how it's implemented. So setting somewhere. That's true. The App Store has to ban their app. But B, in principle, we could still use TikTok until the app doesn't work anymore for us, which could be months from now. TikTok, according to Reuters today, is planning on banning us all anyway. And I think they're doing it to make a statement, to piss people off, so people then go and contact Congress. But supposedly TikTok is just going to ban us all on Sunday. Now, how are they going to ban us? Maybe by IP address, maybe anybody who's using the internet in America, maybe anybody who is registered as an American. I don't know. I don't quite know. Do I have TikTok's American app? I don't know how that works exactly. So I don't know whether, for example, my friend Matt is in Argentina right now. He's an American. Is his app going to shut him out? I don't know, right? Well, turning off the American servers, I don't know whether they want to turn off the American servers. Why? I'd leave it live. Leave that content out there for people, right? Maybe they do, maybe they won't shut off the American servers. I don't know. Do we know that, though? The American service will be shut off? I don't know. But does that mean my friend Matt, who's in Argentina right now, but who's an American and has his American Apple Store account, will he be shut off in Argentina, or will he be able to access it because he's using an Argentine internet provider? I don't know. OBX, tell me who you are. I'd consider having you join me, but I'd want to know who you are and why you want to join. OBX Fred. What happens to the American content after the ban? I mean, I would think they would just keep it. Why not keep it, right? TikTok said they're shutting their servers. Interesting. And again, depending what their servers do, like I don't quite understand what TikTok servers do. You know what I mean? Is it just hosting American content? Does my friend Matt accessing his account in Argentina require an American server because he's still an American, right? Oh, okay. Oh, hey, you're a member described on for a long time? Oh, meaning you subscribed for a long time, I'm guessing. Where is OBX? I'm forgetting what OBX is. That sounds like an airport. He's out of the USA. TikTok servers shut down, which removes American TikTok from the algorithm. Okay. Servers are independent. So he may be able to access TikTok from, well, we're going to find out on Sunday. That was one of the tests we were going to do, was having Matt just like, oh, the Outer Banks. Oh, OBX Outer Banks. That's cute. Okay. That's cute. I'm thinking OBX. It sounds like an airport, doesn't it? Like one of the airport abbreviations. Yeah, somebody else figured. Drake said this. Drake said Outer Banks, North Carolina. Okay. 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 Apparently, everybody knows this. Everybody on TikTok is saying Outer Banks. I was never familiar with this term, but then again, I'm not from the East Coast, even though I've lived here for a long time. But I'd never heard it. Yep. Anyway. Hi, guys. So, guys, now I'm saying I've learned to say guys like that Austrian guy on TikTok. Guys, hi, guys. He's very funny. I love his TikToks. They crack me up. VPN, we don't know what a VPN is going to do. It is, I mean, I'm going to try the VPN thing, but I don't know that it's going to work. And Aussie accents are hard for me because, first of all, they remind me a little bit of a British accent. They're different, but to an American ear, there can be similarities. I'd have to hear an Australian accent to mimic it. I don't think I could just do one. Peter May, that's it. That's our Austrian boy. But I don't think I can. I don't think I can just pull an Austrian accent out of my hat without hearing one. Australian, I should say. But yeah, VPN might work. I mean, the only thing is, but actually, here's the problem. Will a VPN work? Because isn't my account an American account, right? How do I log in? A, if I log in, do they know it's an American account? B, if I log in and upload a video or go live, or I'll upload a video, is that not using American servers to host my video? Even if I use a VPN? Wouldn't it have to use American servers to host Aravosis? Right? No, but you know what I mean? It will be a good VPN test. Yeah. Andrew. Yeah. Well, okay. Oh, I see what well, but I guess part of the problem, Kevin, is I don't quite know how TikTok works. I was in Indonesia this summer and Singapore. I did some videos. Let's say I did one of my news videos for TikTok, minute-long video, but I recorded in Singapore and I uploaded to my Aravosis account. Are all my other Aravosis videos housed on servers in America, but the video I did from Singapore is housed on a server in Singapore forever? That doesn't make sense. You get what I'm going at? Like where are my videos? Where are my permanent videos that are housed on TikTok? Where are they housed? That's my question. Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I would think they'd still be housed in America because I'm an American account. Well, not your server provider, but so are you saying the videos I did in Indonesia are always going to be on the Indonesian Aravosis server versus the videos I did in America the last 3 years are housed in America? Maybe, but you think? So you think those videos I did in Indonesia are still there, even though I housed them on my Aravosis account? That's what I'm saying. That's a little weird. Interesting. Okay, interesting. Really? Okay, I did not know that. That's very interesting. Okay. So if you use a VPN, it may house your data, well, we're going to find out. I don't know. Yeah, by IP. No, I saw what you wrote. I keep wanting to call you Gunther. It's hard to call you Troy. I don't think of you as a Troy. Huh. You subscribe. I mean, I've got a VPN anyway, but you subscribe and you got to pay like $50 a year for a VPN. There are free ones, but apparently they're up. Thank you, Larissa, for the bubblegum. There's free ones, but apparently they can kind of steal your information and stuff or sell it. So it's a little creepy. That's true. Is Callum still on the Scottish? Let's ask him. Is he? He's not here tonight, is he? Is Callum still on the Scottish? Let's see. Are you still on the Scottish App Store? Because that would be interesting to see, like you said, then whether Callum is, because he's here in the U.S. right now, whether he's knocked out or not. Well, I mean, you don't need the VPN before the shutdown necessarily. What do you mean? I've got the VPN now. You can always get a VPN. It's very confusing. It's very confusing. I'm not hopeful here, guys. Put it that way. I mean, I'm not hopeful. One of the other issues, this is what I'm saying. If they shut down the American servers, it means, for example, I could beam to TikTok using StreamYard and other websites, but if they shut down the American servers, I can't. So, but yeah, I'm not hopeful. I think TikTok said, A, it's easier just to shut everything down. And B, if we shut everything down, it'll piss everybody off and they'll call Congress and it'll cause a big news story. If we just let the app degrade over 3 to 4 months, it's not a big news story. People will only get pissed off gradually, right? It's not like a big explosion of anger, which will help them to get things changed. So that's my guess. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, excuse me. VPN for banking, they'd probably get pissed off. Yeah, the feed turns, well, when I was actually the fun thing is when I was in Indonesia and I went live with you guys, the gifts were different on my end. You get different gifts they had some really cool gifts in Indonesia that they don't offer, like in the US at least. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. It was actually a little annoying, actually, that it wasn't more interesting. But yeah. A safe VPN, I mean, I use private internet access. I forget what it's called now. Is it still called private internet access? PIA. They're very good, $50 a year, but they're one of the top services. But again, it may not work. So I wouldn't buy one for this purpose. Yeah, it locked you out of your account at banking. Oh yeah, I would not be using a VPN to go into a banking account. Oh yeah, that would be bad. That would be very bad. Yes, I would not do that. Yeah. Maybe the law, that's really complicated, Andy. I don't know. It says, are there not laws against governments impeding businesses? It depends. I mean, in this case, it's a national security law they passed. The Supreme Court's looking at it. Restrictions. The government has more leeway to do something when national security is the reason. That's the first thing. Well, just that. They've got much more leeway when it comes to national security. And it wouldn't take much to explain, arguably in court, a judge is probably going to be pretty amenable to the government's argument. Yeah, PIA, they're good. No, they're good. I don't really need them much, but I actually resubscribed by accident. I thought I turned off the subscription, the renewal, and it resubscribed again. So I've got them anyway. But anyway, well, now there's a lot of leeway with national security. And, I suspect a court would look at it and say, is the argument reasonable, right? On its face, is it reasonable to assert that the Chinese government might interfere with the Chinese business? Yes, that's a reasonable assertion. So it wouldn't take much to prove the reasonableness, at least, of the government's assertion in this case, Anyway, ay. So confusing. It's so annoying. Oh. I did end up going with a new wire carrier today, though. My phone, I'm switching over to T-Mobile. I'm trying it. My neighbors like it. People in DC I know like it. So I'm going to try it. The other thing is I did not know T-Mobile has internet. I had no idea. So I'm at least going to test T-Mobile's internet. And if it does, it's going to save a lot of money. T-Mobile's internet is going to be like $50 a month versus Xfinity's being $65 a month, but that's having to buy my own router. So Xfinity actually is $80 a month and T-Mobile is going to be $50 for the same speed. So I said, okay, you think, if you think you can beat their speed, I've got 2 weeks to test it for free. I said, all right, I'll test it. So we shall see. But I'm very excited because if this works, I will have cut my bill. Actually, I'm really pissed at Verizon, by the way. Verizon, that's my wireless. I'm paying $97 a month, which is ridiculous for just a regular cell phone plan. There's nothing special about it. It's one person. There's nothing special. $97. I went and looked at my bill and they said, oh, you've got a special $10 discount we give you for a loyalty discount. I'm like, $10 loyalty. My cell phone plan is actually $107 a month. I was like, are you insane? Who charges that for a cell phone? I mean, unbelievable. $107 a month. Absolutely unbelievable. Anyway. I thought it was obnoxious. So is TikTok going to stay? Not yet. It's not, Zahina. Currently, TikTok is going to disappear on Sunday, but it might come back. It may come back. That's a lot, Eileen. A ridiculous amount. You ought to shop. If you're in the U.S., you ought to shop around. 120 for 3 lines. That's more like it. Thank you, Rocket Surgery, for the gift. Straight Talk charges $55 a month. That's more like it. Yeah. I mean, the T-Mobile is $60 with taxes and fees, which isn't bad. $60, I don't mind. And they're buying my phone off of me for $830. They're paying off my Verizon remaining balance of $330 or whatever it is. So I'm actually pretty impressed with T-Mobile. And the bill will never go up. Verizon, but for Verizon to have the balls to tell me that my bill is and by the way, when I called today, I called Verizon because you've got to get your PIN number that you've got to give the other company to switch your plan. And finally, I've called Verizon multiple times about this. Finally, when I called to get my PIN number, she goes, is there anything we can do to keep you? And I was like, it's a little late. I've already signed up for a new plan at T-Mobile. I said, now you're asking me? I said, I've already called you multiple times about this. Now you're calling? Unbelievable. The speeds are interesting. They're claiming, okay, the upload speed they're claiming is 100, which is excellent. The download, they said the download, actually, I'm going to quote this exactly. He thinks and mind you, it's free for 2 weeks. I can always return it. He thinks the download speed in my area he thinks it should be between 500 and 700 download. I was like, all right, let's see. He said the upload should be close to 200. The minimum upload is 100. The minimum download is 80. 80 is pretty bad for a download speed. But I've got to test it and see. He thinks it's going to be much better. So we're going to find out. If it's that good, Spectrum charges $72 a month for Wi-Fi and Xumo TV combined. Oh, that's not bad. Well, that's good enough. Wi-Fi alone, that's pretty good. What's the bandwidth? I didn't ask about that. It's funny you say that. I did not ask about the bandwidth. That's a very good question. I don't know what the bandwidth is. I just assumed, I'm assuming that the bandwidth is like everybody else's, like a terabyte or whatever the hell it is, right? Whatever it is monthly. He didn't mention the bandwidth. That's a really good question. Well, again, I need to know that, though. You're right about that, because I don't want that to be something I find out months from now. You know what I mean? That the bandwidth isn't enough. Hold on. I'm making this larger so that I see it on the screen. Bandwidth. There we go. Okay. I will check that tomorrow. Yeah, I will check that tomorrow. That's a good question. I don't know. Or the data, basically, not bandwidth, the data. The data is my data is my concern. Oh, I see what you mean. Unlimited, but they can throttle you at a certain point. Oh, the other thing is, which I thought was interesting, he said, let me get these guys. He said that because I said, well, part of the problem I've got is I just cut back my internet already 2 weeks ago, and I'm sure I'm locked in. He goes, oh, we'll pay for that. They'll pay up to $700 at T-Mobile to pay your penalties to move you either from your cell phone or your internet, both. So the cell phone, I think, was $600 they're willing to pay, and the internet, they're willing to pay $700. So I've got to call Xfinity and find out what the actual penalty is, so to speak. But I was like, wow, okay, that's actually pretty good. So, not bad, not bad. But yeah, I do have to kind of figure that out, though. I don't want to, oops, where is this? I don't want to get screwed on any of this. Yeah, like getting throttled or whatever. Oops, I'm looking here. Anyway, what else, guys? I'm looking here at what else I have to make sure I call them back on. Beep, 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 beep. Right. Or, yep. All right. Anyway, I think they do throttle in the US, though. Thank you, Denise, for the gift. Anything else, guys? What else we got going on here? Anything? I know Europeans tend to have very good deals for their internet and phone services. Oh, this is what I was going to see. That's right. Okay. Good. Now I'm getting worried that I'm looking at this and wondering if I screwed up already. Tell me I didn't screw up already. Oh, no, that's it. Okay, that's it. Okay. Whoosh. All right. So I'm adjusting some things in my notes here so I can find them later. That's what I was going to say. Bandwidth wasn't my question. Yeah, I'm not worried about the bandwidth. I wouldn't even think. I'm worried about what the my unlimited, my data usage, my data limits. Bandwidth, I mean, I would have never thought of asking about bandwidth. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know how to describe bandwidth. I mean, I know what bandwidth is. Bandwidth is the size of your hose or whatever, but I never think of what that isn't. Bandwidth, I think of bandwidth as being the upload and download speeds. Isn't that my bandwidth? That's not it. Bandwidth is the ability to hit multiple at the same time. Okay, confusing. Any case, guys. Oh, okay. Yes, you submit the documentation, you pay the penalties, and they send you a virtual. Correct. That is correct, Gunther. That's how they do it. Yep. They'll either reimburse you or they'll send you the actual card to pay it. Either way. Yeah, my bigger concern was when I think of whether the data is limited, unlimited, how much, like at what point do they throttle you, that kind of thing. That was my concern. But any case, well, we're going to find out. Oh, I don't have, no. I have one person in the house. So that's me. So there's no problem with that. I see what you mean. Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, exactly. I don't have to worry about, having multiple people online at once with TVs and games and everything else. Correct. It's just me here. Yeah, the Project Liberty guy on NBC News, he's the one that put in an offer to buy TikTok. Correct. But we didn't hear anything about that as far as any news on that or anything. Hey, Instagrammers. Anywho, Zoom. All right, I think I'm going to go, guys. We're already at hour and a half here. That's our usual limit. Thanks for joining us, TikTokers. You better follow me on YouTube, because as of now, TikTok's going away. Yeah, Sasha wants her own phone. Exactly. We're going to have both. Sasha and I'll have their own. But yeah, TikTok is disappearing on Sunday, at least so far. Hey, Nick. But I will still be beaming on Instagram. We'll see. I'm testing Instagram out. It's not a huge crowd, so I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll see on Instagram if we keep doing this. But for the rest of you guys, we get a pretty good following, so we shall see. Maybe I'll even try Twitch a few times instead of Instagram. I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. Yeah, I mean, I can try. It's a little annoying having multiple screens. I will say that, because I've got 4 screens going, and it's a little like, anyway, but yes, do follow on YouTube. Probably the best place to follow me is YouTube. I mean, Instagram too, if you're there, of course, but YouTube is the best. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. All right, have a good night. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for being good little followers, and hopefully TikTok is not postponed for 270 days. Nope, they're still shutting down on Sunday as things currently stand. Maybe something will happen between now and then, but not yet. Not yet. All right. Discord, thank you, guys. I'm going to hang up with you guys. All right. Discord is over. YouTube, have a good night. Tschüss. All right. Ending YouTube.